What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Expanded Thursday. Today is the first day with Steam Siege, whatever you want to call it, release. You're probably going to hear me say Steam Siege a lot because it's a lot easier for me to say to Steam Siege. But I know it's not Steam Siege. I know it's not S-A-G-E. I know it's S-I-E-G-E. But whatever. Steam Siege. We're calling it that. We're going to have a lot of fun. And people will probably get mad at me, but whatever. So today we're playing one of my favorite Expanded decks. And also, the thing to note about Expanded is for next year, for next set, this is what we're going to be playing for Expanded. Like, this stuff does not change, and this is going to be decks that people are actually going to be playing and testing. There's not going to be new sets, I think, introduced in before October. So if the regionals are expanded, these are the decks that we're going to see for the next couple weeks actually going into October. Now, I know it's far away. I know it's only August. We have like 2 months, whatever. But it's going to be really interesting to see if this... I don't know what decks are going to be popular. If actually Steam Siege has does it make an impact on Expanded? I don't really think so. I think it just adds like new item cards and stuff for us to play with and to test out. But I don't know if like Pokemon wise it actually does anything. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I think like Night March, like Yveltal, and like Toad and all that stuff is still gonna be really, really dominant in Expanded. So today we're gonna look at one of my favorite decks, which is Seismitoad Crobat. Not my favorite deck, because my favorite deck's obviously Best Developed and Expanded, but during cities this year, I did win 2 cities back-to-back playing this deck. Two different cities and 2 different states, in Arkansas and Missouri. We were in Arkansas when I drove to Missouri. I won both of them playing a deck like this. Not the same exact 60, it has changed since then, but today let's go over the deck. Enough ramble, let's go about it and let's talk about this deck. So of course, Seismitoad is our main attacker with Quaking Punch 30. Your opponent can play Iron Guards and Grenade Hammer for 130. This attack does 30 damage to 2 of your bench Pokemon, and what we're going to try to do is Quaking Punch. Obviously, we've seen Quaking Punch so many times. It's such a strong attack. Your opponent can't play any item cards, which is great. Alright, so that's what we're going to try to do. Now, we only do 30 damage, but we play lasers, Virbank, fighting Fear Balls, and of course the Crobat line, which is the main thing. So 4 Zubat with the Free Flight, so your Zubat has Free Retreat. 3 Golbat, so you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and I think I said 2 Golbat, but it's 3 Golbat, and 3 Crobat, when you put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So that's how we're going to manipulate our damage with Crobats and Golbats. Really, really strong strategy. We've seen this so many times. It actually got second at Worlds last year too, which is really amazing. So we play 1 Jirachi for Stellar Guidance, which is an expanded card. I think at this point, Zubat and Toad are expanded, maybe? Yeah, don't quote me on that. I think Toad might be expanded as well, like going into like the next season. I can't remember all the cards that were rotating out, but I think Toad and Zubat. I know Zubat for sure is rotating. And Crobat as well. I know Zubat's already rotated, but Crobat's can rotate as well. So a lot of these cards are expanded. Jirachi, search deck for any supported card, reveal it, which is really, really strong. Get any supported card, which is really nice. 1 Shaymin to help set up, and 1 Lugia-EX. Now, if you know about my old Seismitoad deck, I did play a Mewtwo in there, but now we're playing Air Ball and Deep Hurricane. Air Ball is just like Mewtwo, except it's a colors now, but Deep Hurricane is such a cool attack. 80, and if there's a Stadium card to play, you do 70 more damage than discard that Stadium card. So both Lugia and Seismitoad second attacks are used to clean, like to take the last 2 price cards pretty easily, which is really nice. That's all the Pokemon in our deck. So we play 4 Hypnotoxic Laser. Your opponent's active Pokemon is automatically poisoned. Flip a coin if has they're asleep, which is really nice. We play 4 Puzzle Times. If you play two of these cards, you can put any 2 cards in your discard pile back into your hand, which can get you Hypnotoxic Laser, maybe Virbank, Super Scoop Up, maybe a Crobat line or something. If you notice, we don't play in a Super Rod, so you have to be really, really careful with your Golbats and Crobats. 1 Scoop Up Cyclone, put 1 Pokemon, all cards attached to it into your hand, which goes really, really well Puzzle Time, because you can Puzzle Time 4 Scoop Up Cyclone to put a whole Crobat line back in your hand, a Toad that's almost getting knocked out, whatever you want to. Now, you could opt to play Computer Search to guarantee that DC on the first turn, but after that, it's really not useful. You're not really going to like Puzzle Time for Computer Search, and then discard 2 more cards to get any card out of your deck. That's really crazy. So, Scoop Up Cyclone's a really good reuseful card. 3 Super Scoop Up, flip a coin of heads, return 1 Pokemon, all cards attached to it into your hand. 4 Ultra Ball and 4 via Seeker. Now, on to the supporter cards. We play 1 AZ, return 1 Pokemon back into your hand. 1 Ghetsis, your opponent reveals their hand, and all item cards found there returns back into their deck, and you draw for another card to return that way. Another card is really, really strong because a lot of decks do play so many item cards. Ultra Ball, VS Seekers, Laser. I mean, let's see. Right now we have 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So what a third of our deck is all item cards, which is great. So guess what? Guess is so strong, especially decks with like low amount of like support cards and like high counts of Shaymin. Like they play like Acrobikes and Trainer's Mail and stuff like that. If you turn one Ghetsis, you can discard a bunch of cards in their hand and leave one with a bad hand on the first turn, which is really cool. 1 Lysandre, 2 N, and a new card from the Steam Sage set. That's Pokemon Ranger. Remove all effects of attacks on each player's and his or her Pokemon. So this is really good. Now we can attack cards like Regice. We can attack cards like Jolteon. We could even attach a DCE. The main thing that we're used for is attach a DCE when Giratina uses Chaos Well. When Giratina uses Chaos Well, you cannot attach a DC anymore, and Ranger gets around this. This card is going to be played so many times. I promise. If you're going to Worlds or you're playing next year, Ranger is going to be one of the best cards to get. Just playing one of them is going to help you out so much, and that's why the card is so good. It's going to help us out our Giratina matchup so much. For Sycamore, we're playing Sycamore because we have this new full art. Look at this full art. It is pretty amazing. Discard your hand, draw 7 new cards. I don't know what you want to play. Do you want to play Sycamore or Juniper? We'll just have to switch. I mean, the full art Sycamore looks pretty amazing. So that's what we're playing right now instead. 1 Skyla, which goes really well with Puzzle Time, because you have Puzzle Time in your hand and a Skyla, you get Skyla for Puzzle Time to gain 2 cards out of your discard pile. You can see the Wombo combo. 1 Xerosic to discard a tool or special card in play. 2 Silent Lab and 1 Virbank. Now you might be confused, why are you playing one Virbank? Well, a lot of decks do play Virbanks themselves. It's probably one of the most popular stadium besides Dimension Valley. It's Dimension Valley and Virbank are the top 2. So you really don't have to play that many Virbanks because your opponent's going to put it down for you. But Silent Lab is such a good card. Like turn 1 Silent Lab against like a Night March deck and you Ghetsis them, you're going to win. Like you're probably going to win. Like Ghetsis, Silent Lab. What are you going to do now? So it's a really cool card. I didn't go over it, but each basic Pokemon in play in each player's hand and each player's discard pile has no abilities. 1 Virbank City Gym, so your poison does 2 more damage between turns instead of 1, so now you're doing 3 instead of 1. 2 Fighting for Bells to give your Pokemon 40 more HP and do 10 more damage. So the thing about this is 40 more HP, so now Seismitoad has 220, which is amazing. 4 DC and 3 Water Energies to help us get that Grenade Hammer. Maybe attack with Crobat Golbat if needed. Jirachi has a 1 energy tree calls, and Shaymin has a 1 energy tree calls as well. So water is good. So there you go. There's my version of the Seismitoad Crobat deck. Like I said, this deck is going to be legal for October. I don't think there's any new sets coming out between then. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is. If there is, it's a mini set, and if that happens, I don't know how good. I don't know. This is me just talking now. But there you go, guys. This is my version of Seismitoad Crobat. I love this deck a lot. We're going to see what happens. Can we get a win with this deck? I mean, why not? Seismitoad is such a strong card. Why wouldn't we? But let's see what happens. And thanks for watching. And yeah, let's watch these games. Alright, we're going to get Mum-Ra playing a Psychic, Dragon, and a Colorless deck. And let's see who's going to win the coin flip and what's going to happen here. What does Mum have for us today? Wait for it. Hold on. Did it go heads or tails? That is what we are waiting for. But I mean, what's Psychic, Dragon, and Colorless? I mean, I don't know, like, Latios Bats, maybe? We won the coin flip, so we go first regardless. And let's see what kind of turn we get, alright? So we get Ultra Ball. We can discard Sycamore and Skyla. Get a Zubat, maybe play a Laser, play it in. We have a pretty good turn 1. And there is a Hydreigon. Alright, so we're going to Ultra Ball, discard the Sycamore and the Skyla. I guess we could maybe get a Jirachi and go for Ghetsis turn 1 if we wanted to. But I think getting a Zubat right now is perfectly fine. My opponent can play item cards, so they top deck 1. It wouldn't really matter too much. So we'll put down Zubat, Laser, and we'll get a new hand of 6. We're looking for more Zubats put down, and maybe a Virbank. That could be good as well. So we'll play in, shuffle hands, and then get 6 new cards. Alright, there's a Toad, another Ultra Ball. So we can Ultra Ball, discard a Toad. And no, I'm actually going to hold on to this Ultra Ball. And the reason why is because our next supporter card is Sycamore, and I don't want to discard like our Puzzle Time and stuff like that. So on their opponent's turn, they're going to draw a card. They did wake up, okay. But next turn we can maybe put a Golbat down, maybe get a Quake and Punch off. We didn't find a DC on our first turn, which is okay with me. But let's see, what does our opponent decide to do? Hey, they put their own Virbank City Gym down. That's fine with me. A Latios coming down. So yeah, it is a Latios. What? Oh, Latios Dragalge. Okay, alright. So Trainer's Mail My opponent's going to look at top 4 cards of their deck, and let's see, can they find a trainer card? There's a Hypnotoxic Laser to try to put us to sleep. And let's see, does it work or not? Another Trainer's Mail will come down as well. Alright, so Dragalge has the ability, I can't remember what the ability's called, but it makes it where your opponent can't retreat if they're poisoned, but we can't retreat regardless. We have a really hefty retreat cost. Alright, so Hypnotoxic Laser tells we do not go to sleep. Muscle Band going down to Latios, and we'll see a Sycamore opponent will discard their hand, draw 7 new cards. Now the question is, does the opponent play another Hydreigon? Because if they do, they can play Dragon Road to retreat this Hydreigon, because it makes us 2 less retreat costs for all the Dragon Pokemon. There's an Ultra Ball. Go ahead and discard 2 cards from their hand, and this is most likely get a Hydreigon. So we see a Wally and a VS Seeker being discarded. Okay. The question is, what do we grab next? There's another Hydreigon to give his Hydreigon free retreat, like I talked about. We're going to see the Latios come up and probably see a fast raid doing 6 plus poison at 90 damage, and that is going to put some pressure onto us. There's Latios, Double Dragon going to the active, and you'll see fast raid doing 90 or 60 poison, so 90 damage. Alright, so in our turn, what do we get? We get a Fighting Free Belt. Is it worth it to put down? Let's see, we go 9, 10, 11, 12, then 9, 2, 10. So we would still survive. So yeah, I think putting the Fighting Free on the active is great. Ultra Ball would discard the... Part of me wants to discard these cards. Yeah, I'm going to discard... Oh, man. Discard. Yeah, I'll have to discard Puzzle Times. I know I don't want to, but I want to find more Zubats to put down and stuff like that. I'm kind of contemplating getting a Shaymin as well. But opponent has 3 cards in their hand, so I really don't want to play Ghetsis and have a bad hand. Or play an Ant. So we're going to put these guys down. We will discard a Puzzle Time, which is bad. But let's see. And we do get the DC and a super Scoop Up, which could be very useful. So we'll put down Golbat. Put down Golbat, please. There we go. We'll do 20 damage to the active. We will... I don't think we're super Scoop Up yet. Like I said, we're not getting knocked. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus another 90, which is not a knockout. But if it goes for a Light Pulse, that will knock us out. Oh, man, decision. So, yeah, let's go for a super Scoop Up. Try to heal the Seismitoad. Heads, we'll put it into your hand. We'll send it the other Seismitoad. Alright. Put a Fighting Free Belt, DCE, and we'll go for a Quake Punch for 40 damage, bring it up to 60. Alright, so under our opponent's turn, let's see how much HP. 110. Alright, so under our opponent's turn, they're going to draw a card, so we can do... I don't know. Depends on what we top deck. We could potentially knock out the Latios next turn or not. There's Sycamore. Go ahead and discard their hand. Draw 7 new cards. They cannot play that laser, which is great. I imagine my opponent probably lives off that. They play Dragalge, which is probably what they're trying to do is laser us to death. So Double Dragon going to the active. So if we did not try to super Scoop with that guy, we would be knocked out this turn. So 130 damage coming down onto our turn. We get a super Scoop Up again. Oh my goodness. If we flip another heads, my opponent's going to be so mad in. Tails, alright? We'll put down Seismitoad, Water Energy, and we'll go for a Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Let's see, what do we find? Alright, so it's a Hypnotoxic Laser. Alrighty, Tails. So right now we're doing 70, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we can't knock it out yet. So we'll put down the Golbat. Let's see, so we're doing, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has 110. 8, 9. So we had to put Golbat on the active to bring it up to 20. We'll just go for a Quake Punch right now. It won't knock him out, but come back into our turn, he will get knocked out. So that's the main thing to know. So Quake Punch, it won't knock him out, but come back into our turn, he'll get knocked out. So 120 plus 30, 150. Alright, so on my opponent's turn, they're going to draw a card, and the Latios will get knocked out, but so will our Seismitoad, but that's going to be okay. We have a Water Energy attached to Seismitoad. It should be too hard to get another one online. There's a Dragalge coming down, which we really don't care about. He can't poison us either way. And let's see, what does our opponent do? There's a Light Pulse for the knockout. He'll go down to 4 prize cards, but our Poison will knock out the Latios as well, which is pretty cool. So let's go Golbat. Poison will knock out that guy. And we'll go down to 4 prize cards. Let's see, what do we get off the 2 prize cards? Show me a DCE, Laser, and a Super Scoop Up. Alright, so here comes a Sprout. And on our turn, we get a Lugia. Okay, so do we play the... Oh, man. If we had a Ghetsis, I would play that right now. Like, instantly play Ghetsis. See what's my opponent's hand. We can laser. How many lasers? We only play 2 lasers, right? So we have 3. No, okay. So, let's laser. Alright. And let's see. Tails. Alright. We'll put down... we can put down Lugia. Shaymin set up for 2. No, for 1, right? So Shaymin set it for 1. And let's see, what do we find? There's a DC, and there we go. So we'll put a DC on this guy. We will just retreat and go for a Quaking Punch. No, let's end my opponent down to 4 cards. Alright, so let's end both players down to 4. There's a DC, Pokemon Ranger, and a Scoop Up Cyclone, which can be very, very useful. I'm not going to play it right now. I'm going to hold on to it. So go for a Quaking Punch. This will knock out the Skrelp. I'll do 60 total, so 30 plus Poison. With the Virbank is a knockout, okay? So we're going to add 3 price cards. And let's see, what do we get? There is a VS Seeker. Okay, so VS Seeker could get us a, I don't know, maybe an N if we want to. We have Scoop Up Cyclone, so we can maybe reuse Shaymin next turn. We could also go for a Grenade Hammer if we want to. I don't think we're going to go for Grenade Hammer just yet. I want to save it for the last couple cards. There's a Lysandre bringing up our Lugia. Do we have an AZ in the discard pile? We do not. Okay, so we're retreating to Jirachi. And we'll see a pass onto our turn, most likely. Yep. Alright, so we're going to Scoop Up Cyclone, bring up this guy. We'll send in the Seismitoad, put down Lugia, put down DCE, and we'll just go for a Quaking Punch 4th. Let's just play Pokemon Ranger. I don't think it matters. Let's see. Remove all effects of attacks on each player and his or her Pokemon. Yeah, we'll play it. And then we'll just play Quaking Punch, okay? So that way we have it in our deck. If they end us, we don't draw into it. Okay, so on our opponent's turn, they're going to draw a card. If it's set to the end of your opponent's turn, that would be really bad because now they can play item cards, but it's only for that 1 second, okay? So we see Quaking Punch, do a 30. I doubt my opponent plays a second Lysandre, and even if he does, we have multiple ways to retreat this guy. Like I said, we've only played 1 Puzzle Time. We have 3 left. We have 1 Super Scoop Up. We have 1 Laser as well, so we're looking pretty good. We haven't used our Crobats either. So yeah, we're fine. I don't think my opponent can really do that much. And that's how strong Seismitoad is. You just Quaking Punch, just lock him forever while doing damage with Golbats and Crobats. There's a Colorless, which is one of the cards, like I said earlier, I wanted to play in the deck, but I opted to cut to play Pokemon Ranger, which I think is a little bit better to help us out against Giratina. Another Latios hit the field. Double Dragon going to it. And we see a retreat into the Latios. And we see a Light Pulse for 40 damage. Or Fast Rate for 40 damage, okay? So on our turn, what do we get? We get a Super Scoop Up. Alright, so we're going to Super Scoop Up, try to pick up the Shaymin, and Heads will pick up the Shaymin, put it back into her hand, put it back down, set up for 3 new cards. Let's see, can we find a Laser and some Golbats? That's the real question. There's a Laser. Oh, we're so tempted to play this. So tempted to play Grenade Hammer right now. So Heads, we do put it sleep. I mean, Light Pulse is not knocking us out. It's only doing 110. And there's a victory screen coming down. I mean, we had a Water Energy. I would have went for a Quaking Punch and Sycamore discard our hand, drawn 7 new cards, trying to find some Crobats. We would have potentially knocked out that guy. Next turn, Lysandre, maybe Grenade Hammer, whatever. It won the game. So there's game number 1 with the Seismitoad Crobat deck. We really didn't see that much of Pokemon Ranger. There we go. But sometimes you really don't use it. And like I said, it's mainly for Giratina and Jolteon, maybe Regice if needed. But there you go. There's game number 1. We'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. Hopefully it's another win. Alright, playing against Creed Green, playing a Grass, Psychic, Lightning, and a Colors deck. So definitely going to be some kind of Night March, Vespiquen deck for sure, which we should probably have a good matchup. Like, Vespiquen is the scary part, because if Vespiquen has a bunch of Pokemon in the discard pile, they can start one-shotting us, but if we get a turn 1 Jirachi, Ghetsis, put their hand down to 1 card, they can't draw out of it, we can win that way. We can put Quaking Punch, put them in a bad situation as well, because they can't use Battle Compressor, Ultra Balls, VS Seekers, and all that kind of stuff. And most of these Night March decks do play low amounts of support cards, because, they play 4 VS Seekers and 4 Puzzle Times. They could use Pokemon Ranger to get out of the Quaking Punch, but that's only for 1 turn, so that really doesn't matter too much for us. So let's see what's going to happen. Who's going to go first? Looks like Creed is taking a second. Cred, I don't know, we'll call him Green. We'll say Green, even though his coin is purple. So it is Tails. I hate how you can see behind you. You can already see the coin flip if you notice right here before the coin even starts. So yes, we'd like to go first. And it looks like maybe a Trevenant deck. And they're throwing all different kinds of stuff. And oh no, this hand is bad. Oh, but maybe it's not so bad. If my opponent starts Joltik and we find at a Virbank City Gym, we can win on the first turn. So let's see what happens. All right, so press done. Does my opponent start Joltik or not? And it's a Pumpkaboo. Oh, but we top deck a Ghetsis. All right, so let's use Ghetsis. Hopefully my opponent has a bunch of trainer cards in. Oh my goodness, they only have 1. We get 1 card and it's oh no, that's really bad. So we'll Laser Heads. We'll put it to sleep and we'll just oh man, that's so bad. They only have 1 compressor in their hand. They have Sycamores already. All right, so we're gonna end our turn. No touch of water, just deactive. We'll end our turn, and hopefully this Pumpkaboo stays asleep. Come on in. Oh, no, it wakes up. Everything is going wrong right now. All right, so on my opponent's turn, they have a Juniper. They have a Joltik already in their hand. This is going bad. There's a Combi coming down the field, okay. Oh, no. Shaymin, okay. I think they already have the Shaymin in their hand. I think they topped it to Combi. So Shaymin's set up for 2. Oh, no. I was so excited. I thought we were going to easily win this, but no. This start is bad. Oh, man. I guess I should have went for Sycamore. I just saw Ghetsis. Oh, there's a DCE. Okay, so now they need to find a dimension value, some more Pokemon in the discard pile. There's another Shaymin coming down. I'm going to set up for 2 more cards. Where's our Silent Lab when we need it? Oh, if we had Silent Lab, we'd be A-okay right now. We can make it where Shaymin cannot set up. Oh, no. There's a Mew coming down. Okay. And we'll see probably that Sycamore or that Juniper discard their hand, draw 70 cards, put a 2 Lampets in there. Oh, they need 6 Pokemon in the discard pile to take a knockout this turn. So they only need, what, 2 Battle Pressers? There's a Fighting Field going to the active, okay? So now they need 5 Pokemon in the discard pile. 1 Battle Presser will do it. Oh, no. Shaymin, please, buddy. Don't go out on us like this. There's an Acrobike, okay. Discarding a Lightning Energy. Muscle Band, okay. Unknown. They're going to Farewell Letter for 1. We're still just needing to connect 5 in this battle press. So Farewell Letter, going to discard a card. Discard the Unknown, draw a card, okay. Are we in it? There's a Joltik. And what else? A VS Seeker 4-8 Juniper. So they're suspecting us to get the Seismitoad out next turn. There's a Fighting Field going down to Joltik. Okay, so it doesn't look like they have it. I mean, they wouldn't be playing all this. They wouldn't be doing this. It doesn't pass. Oh, they don't have a Dimension Value either. All right, still in our turn. We are. Do we play the Silent Lab? That's the real question. Oh, man. Now we're in a bad situation. Let's Laser. Okay, we'll try to put Pumpkin to sleep. Tells. And let's just go for Juniper. Sycamore, discard our hand. Draw 7 new cards. And there's a Toad. Zubat. Okay, so we got Toad. We got Zubat. Toad. DCE. Super Scoop Up. Trying to pick up that Shaymin. And so we can pick it up. Set up the Seismitoad. Put down the Shaymin, set up for 3 new cards. Alright, so we're looking good now. I was so scared. But now it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle! Alright, so there's an Ultra Ball. We can discard a Pokemon Ranger and the Water Energy to get another Zubat onto the field. Okay. Wait, do we have any Golbats? We have 3 Golbats. Alright, we're good. So Zubat, we'll put that down, and we'll go for a Quick Punch. My opponent gets conceded the game. Oh, man, there we go. And there we go. We had such a bad start, but we were going to Quick Punch and knock out this guy. My opponent kept putting Pokemon in the discard pile. Probably realized they couldn't take a knockout next turn, even with a Combi. Let's see, so 20. He had two Lampets, a Jolt, no, two Lampets, an Unknown, and a Pokeboost, so 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, times 2, 120, which would not be a knockout either, and he couldn't play Ultra Balls, he couldn't play Battle Presser, and there you go. We had such a bad start, we still did it, so that's what, I mean, I would be interested to see what would happen. Let's look at my opponent's deck real quick. Yeah, it'd be three Battle Pressers, that's probably the risky play right there. So my opponent didn't play, he didn't play any Ranger, so he couldn't get rid of that. It would be on there forever. So that's good. Yeah, two Juniper, 1 and 1 Lysandre. Like I said, a lot of these Night March decks play low counts of supporter cards, as you see right now. Our opponent only plays 1, 2, 3, and 4. Did he play Puzzle Times? No Puzzle Times either. So very different Night March Best Queen list. Alright, but we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second since that one was so quick. But I was so scared. I thought we were going to lose. My opponent could see in the game, and we took down the Night March deck. Alright, we'll see what happens in the next game. Alright, playing against Paradiso G7, playing a Water, Steel, Grass, and a Colors deck. So call heads like always, and let's see. So Tails. Do you see that? I saw that we're going to get Tails, and I know we're going to go second. Oh, they need to take. How do you get this? If you watch the replay, you'll see that was a Tails right there. So I know I am going second from the start. Really? But I'm not sure what my opponent is playing. Some kind of Grass deck. My opponent is going to go first. And, oh, it might be a Xerneas deck, so it's double Xerneas, okay? I'm going to wait for my opponent to choose an active Pokemon, so Xerneas, I mean, they're not playing Xerneas, something is wrong. But we got a Scoop Up Cyclone, Laser, okay, alright, we'll press done, and let's see what's going to happen. There is an Articuno. So it might be a Blastoise Keldeo deck. Computer Search discarded 2 cards from their hand, going to any cards out, so discards a Lysandre and a Juniper, okay. They're playing the Blastoise Deluge deck. Gonna put a card in their hand, okay? If they have computer search and they're playing this deck, they should get a turn 1 no matter what. Okay, Compressor, like if they don't have the turn 1 Blastoise, something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. But Compressor, go and discard 3 cards out of their deck, and let's see what is it going to be. Blastoise, Execute, and a Water Energy. So yeah, it's definitely okay. Shaymin, they're gonna say no to setting up. They actually are going to set up. That's really confusing because they get a bad hand of 6. They cannot get this. Huh. Trainer's Mail. Gonna look at top 4 cards of their deck. Okay. Okay. Alright. If they don't get this turn 1, they're in trouble. So why did you go to the active? Okay. Compressor. Gonna discard 3 cards out of their deck. Now do they have like an Ultra Ball for Jirachi? Stellar Guidance for Archies? Why do I have this plastic thing in my hand? I don't know. But we see some water energies being discarded. Okay. And a pass. Oh, to our turn. Well, I guess we're on a laser. It tells, we'll fight if you wrote the active. Put down Jirachi. Use Stellar Guidance. We will search for an in. And we'll probably just play it. So, no, it's Ultra Ball, discard, double Crobat. I know it's bad they're discarding double Crobat. But we have 1 left. We need to grab a Shaymin and set up for some more cards to try to find a DCE. If we get a turn 1 DC, we'll be good to go. So Shaymin coming down. Going to set up, put 6 cards in our hand. Come on. We're going to put up to 6. So, no DCE just yet. We'll put down Silent Lab. Let's go for Super Scoop Up first. Heads, we'll pick up the Shaymin. Okay. Well, do we Ultra Ball? Yeah, let's Ultra Ball. Discard 1 and 2. I know we're discarding the end that we just Jirachi for, but whatever. Let's grab Zubat. We'll put that down. Well, Shaymin set up for 4. We're just digging for a DCE. Now, I know my opponent can play the Chilling Side and put it to sleep, but whatever. Alright, so no DC. Okay, so put down the Zubat. Fight throughout the Jirachi. Scoop Up Cyclone. Pick up the Shaymin. Put it back down. Shaymin set up for 3. Come on, Shaymin. Don't let us down the second time, buddy. I believe in you, Shaymin. And there you go. Alright, so DC on the active. We'll play it in. Both players shuffle the hand deck and get 6 new cards. Alright. So we got to turn 1 Quake and Punch. Next we have double Golbat. Alrighty. So let's go for the Quake and Punch for 30 damage plus the poison. Oh no, 40 because of Fighting Spell and 10 for poison. Alright. So we're good to go. Alright, so under opponent's turn. Man, I was really nervous, but we're really good right now. Next we have double Golbat. So let's see, he goes up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's all come down to this flip. Do we stay asleep or not? And Victor Screen coming down, and there you go. Oh, man, we were in a bad situation, but we did it. I know the last 2 games where, like, our opponent just conceding, like, oh, I can't do anything. But that's just what happens with Toebat sometimes. I know the hand that we had right now is definitely, like, depends what my opponent did. But what we could have done is put down double Golbat to put it up to, I don't know. We had Skyla, so we could have got a Virbank to knock out, going to back to my opponent's turn no matter what, if we wanted to, which is a great thing. So there you go, guys. There is Expanded Thursday. I know game number 1 was the only game that we saw with this deck, but, I mean, every time I play this deck, my opponents just concede. They're like, alright, I'm not playing anymore. I'm just giving up. I don't want to play against this deck anymore. And I wonder, what do people hate most? Do they hate Seismitoad, or do they hate Night March most? That's my big question. Which one do y'all hate most? Do you hate Night March, or do you hate Seismitoad more? That's a big question I've always asked people, and it's weird because sometimes people say Night March, some people say Seismitoad. It was definitely weird to see people cheering for Seismitoad at Nationals for a 2nd year in a row. Like, first, this year, playing as Night March, people are like, go Seismitoad. And the year before, against Whaler, people are going, go Seismitoad. But during the whole year, everybody hated Seismitoad. So definitely a weird deck for sure, and it's either a love-hate relationship. I don't know. But thanks for watching, guys. I know we didn't really see too much of Steam Sage. Steam Sage. I like seeing Steam Sage. I know it's not called Steam Sage. Probably a lot of people mad that I keep saying Steam Sage. But that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it Steam Sage. Whatever. But I really wanted to test out a deck with Ninja Boy. We'll say that for next week. We'll keep the secret locked for right now. Next week we'll see a fun, really fun deck with Ninja Boy. But thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hit the subscribe button and watch out for tomorrow's video. I'm so excited. That's all I can say. Alrighty. Bye. Alright, guys. I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.